Greetings, space explorers. This is Miss Jackie from the Waco McLennan County Public Library, back with another space program for us today. And as we journey through space, one of the most important things in our solar system is the sun. So I thought we could spend a little bit of time talking about the sun today. And I know that we all love the sun. We love to go out and play, but we always got to make sure that we have our sunscreen on to help protect us from the sun's rays. So at different times of the year, the sun may be out for a longer period of time or shorter period of time, but any day it's sunny, we know we can maybe go outside and have an adventure if the weather allows. So the sun is one of my favorite things for that reason and many others. Without the sun, we wouldn't have life here on Earth. So the sun is very important. In fact, it is the center of our solar system. And our planet Earth and the other planets that we're going to learn about next time all revolve around the sun. That's how important it is. So I thought we could just go over a couple of fun facts on the sun today. And this is a real picture that was taken of the sun. So when we look up at the sun, we see maybe kind of a yellow ball up in the sky. And when it sets, maybe it kind of changes color depending on the atmosphere and the light that's being projected, or maybe where we are in the sunset. But the sun itself, if we were going to go close to it, which I don't think any of us would really recommend depending on how hot it is, but this is actually what it looks like. So it's just a swirling mass of gases that put heat out. So some of the fun facts on the sun is that it's actually the largest object in our solar system. And believe it or not, it makes up 99.8% of the mass of our solar system. So mass is kind of like weight, if we want to think of it that way. It's not quite that simple, but think about it, that the entire weight of our solar system, our mass of our solar system, 99.8%. That only leaves 0.2% for everything else in the entire solar system, which is a vast and huge place out there. So that's how massive the sun actually is. And with the sun, remember I said we don't want to get too close to it. Right now here on Earth, we're kind of an ideal distance away from the sun at 93 million miles away. Now, can you even imagine what 93 million miles are? I can't really myself. That's like a huge number, like this long. But it gives us enough space away from the sun where it keeps us nice and warm and keeps life going here on Earth without maybe, making us too roasted, because that, like I said, would be a bad thing. Now, the sun itself, remember we're talking about its mass. It's not just that, but it's huge in size as well. It is 865,000 miles wide. So I can't even imagine how big that is, but let's just say it's super enormous. And it's made up of all kinds of different things. Now, it's made up primarily of gases. 74% of the sun right here is made up of something called hydrogen, which is an element. 24% is helium. Now, if that rings a bell with you, think about the things that you get maybe with birthday balloons that make it float and it stays floating, but when you open it up, it kind of makes you talk funny. I don't actually recommend doing that. That's really bad for you. But if you ever watch videos of someone else other than yourself doing it, you can see your voice goes up. Well, helium helps things float because it's very light. Also, the rest of the sun is made up of oxygen, which we here on Earth use to breathe, iron, which is a metal element, carbon, and neon. And so that's what makes up the rest of this swirling sun, which is actually a star. So it's not really a planet like what we live on here on Earth and what we have with Mars, which they have put another rover on Mars. So if you guys haven't checked out any videos of that, definitely do, because it's one of the first times we see such really cool pictures of Mars. But that's a planet. Now, our moon, like I said, is a moon. It's not a planet because of size and all kinds of things. But the sun itself is a star, okay? Now, it takes roughly 8 minutes of our time for the light from the sun to reach us here on Earth. So that's actually super fast if you think that it's 93 million miles away. And also, we can't even imagine how hot the surface of the sun is, not to even mention the middle of it. We won't even go into that. That's a number none of us can even think about. But the surface of the sun right here is 9,941 degrees. Now, I don't know if you've ever helped out in the kitchen when you're baking, but if you get your oven at 425 and you open that up, that is super, super hot. Now, imagine that tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of degrees hotter than that. So definitely not really a place where we would want to go visit. But once again, the sun being so important to us, so many interesting things about it, and why it's important to us here on Earth because of life, warmth, all sorts of things like that. Now, eventually, billions of years after we have come and gone here, the sun itself is going to do something. It's going to start getting colder and colder and colder until it finally just bursts apart. Now, when that happens to a star, and it will eventually happen to our sun, nothing for us to worry about, I promise you. Billions of years in the future. Can't even imagine how far in the future. But it's going to explode out in something called a supernova. And that's what happens when stars finally, all of this energy and everything from the star burns itself out and has no place else to go. So our sun, which has been around for a really long time and will still be around for a long time, eventually, like other things in the solar system and the universe out there, it's going to go on to become something else in the future. So in the meantime, we don't have to worry. Just remember to always wear your sunscreen when you go out. It was nice to spend some time with you today, Space Explorers. And if you want to learn even more fun facts about the sun, a book like this would be just the ticket to do that. Filled with all kinds of fantastic pictures to help you learn and fun facts too. So books like this are great whether you're young or whether you're an adult to learn fun facts and even look at the pictures. I like the facts, but the pictures really make it come together. So I hope you've had fun with us today, and we'll see you next time as we talk about the planets. See you then, friends. Goodbye.